Live from Garry O'Neill Studios in Baltimore.
You're listening to the See.Plan.Do show with Garry O'Neill.
All right, here you go. DJ.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Happy Pod Day! Yeah! What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the See.Plan.Do show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you've seen this. Welcome again to the See.Plan.Do show with me, professional mindset coach, business coach, relationship coach, life coach, motivational speaker, serial entrepreneur, your favorite 6'8" neighborhood life coach, Mr. Garry O'Neill Jr. And as always, when you see me out here ready to celebrate my dad's birthday in this season of May, please, shout out to Pops. Don't forget the Junior. All right. And we have another power-packed Emmy award for your Emmy nomination, for your award nomination episode. Season 5, episode 13, Your Season of Yes. I actually probably should have started this season with this one, but guess what? It's your season right now. And in this episode, a couple of things. One, we're going to make sure we go over your season of yes, that this is your season to get it. This is your season for not the no's, or we're not dealing with the no's this season. We're dealing with the yeses. And I also have an amazing book review, The Art of Communication. That was such an amazing book. The Art of Communication by Thich Nhat Hanh. Yeah, it's gonna be, if you get it, you'll be like, wait, how do you pronounce his name? By Thich Nhat Hanh. And in this book, they go over some really, really amazing stuff. And guess what? I went through it. So that way you can get the G notes. You can get the notes condensed for you. All right. So that way you're good. You can go about your day. You already got all the information. All right. So can I get to my shout outs? Absolutely. My day 1A1 listeners, my OGs, my executive producers, people that have been around since before this backdrop, since before the studio, starting off. Those are the day ones. My day 1A1 listeners, my executive producers, OGs, people that are watching this for the first time, listening to this for the first time. Grab a seat. Take a load off. Relax. All right. People that are inside this U.S., outside of the U.S., however you got here in this moment, thank you. All right. Thank you. You could have been anywhere in the world. You could have been doing anything, but you're here with me, and I really appreciate that. Jay-Z said that, and people were really using it a lot of times, but I really do. When you really take a moment, and if you're a creator and you create something and you put it out there to the universe, and people taking time out of their day, we get 1,440 minutes, and someone takes 20, 30, 60 minutes out of their limited time to listen to this show or watch this show. You're liking, you're sharing, you're subscribing, you're sharing the flyer for the show, you're hitting me up about how you like the show, shows you would like to see. I cannot show enough gratitude. But you could have been anywhere in the world. So I look to try to make sure I honor that by having the vibes always at a 10 every single episode. All right. So that's what we're going to do today. Okay. All right. So can we get to our See.Plan.Do moment of the week? So right after this brief commercial word from our sponsors. We'll get right to it.
Are you looking to get certified in CPR, first aid, or other life-saving skills? Heart Savers Maryland is your premier CPR training facility. Individual and classroom sessions available. Schedule your training at heartsaversmd.com. Each second counts. Get trained today.
All right, your See.Plan.Do moment of the week is entitled Symptoms. A lot of times, whether it's health, our finances, things that are happening with us, we often have a time where we are just focusing on the symptoms. We're dealing with the symptoms, our aches and pains, or, maybe you're hurting or something like that. Maybe you have to sort of play from behind because we're constantly dealing with the symptoms. All I ask you to do today is go past the symptoms and ask yourself, what is the problem? That's it. Stop dealing with the symptoms. Stop dealing with the aftermath. And go back and say, what is the problem here? And how can I handle the problem? One time in my house, there was, for some reason, mice. Occasionally, a mouse would come through and they would be in the house. I didn't know how this was happening, but guess what? What I would do is I would see, just like all of us, we're being transparent here. I would see that there was a dropping here, and I'm like, yo, what is going on? So you know what I did? I bought mouse traps. And then I realized one day that I'm only treating the symptoms. That here I'm cleaning up, I'm doing all these things. Where is this happening? What is going on? Where are they coming from? And I found out that there was a hole that somehow, I guess, when doing the floors or something like that, that there was a hole that was generated and they were coming in through that hole. Once I stuffed the hole, plugged up the hole, didn't have any problems anymore. And a lot of times, man, we will put so much energy and effort and time and money and resources to dealing with the symptoms. And we never deal with the problem. And I'll ask you today, whatever your ailments are, whatever symptoms you're dealing with, I want you to stop, take a moment, and ask yourself, what is the ultimate problem here? And solve it. All right. That is your See.Plan.Do moment of the week. Symptoms. Can we get to our Greenlight Entertainment song of the week? Absolutely. Now, guys, if you are following along on social media, following along on YouTube, hopefully you've already liked, you've already shared and subscribed this. But guess what? It's a playlist that highlights all of the songs of the week. We can't really play the music. So if you check out the playlist, you'll see what I'm listening to. You'll see the vibes. You'll see it. You'll see it. If you're listening to this, guess what? Right after this brief commercial announcement, we'll get right to our song of the week. Guess what, guys? The vibes is real. Any event that, hey, you have a song, whether it's an artist, you yourself as an artist, or another song that might be heat, might be fire. Hey, drop me a line. Let me get a listen. All right. And we can get it right on here. I've had definitely new artists, local artists on the show, as far as the song of the week. Guess what? Let me know what's up. All right. So right after this brief commercial announcement, we'll get right into our appetizer. Let's get it.
Having a wedding, birthday party, or other social or corporate event, contact Greenlight Entertainment today. With our experienced DJs, quality sound, and professional service, we look to make your event the event. Check us out on the web at www.greenlightentertain.com. With Greenlight Entertainment, you have the green light.
You definitely have the green light. And guess what? Parties are gearing back up. Events are gearing back up. and you want to make sure that you have the green light to have this party, the green light to have quality sound, the green light to have professional DJs. Don't you? Yes, you do. All right. So let's get to our appetizer. Oh, our appetizer of the evening is sponsored. We have a new sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. Shout outs. So, guess what, guys? You're having a party, you're having an event, a graduation, wedding, an anniversary, and you've checked off the different boxes. You've checked off the different boxes about what you need to get, but you realize that you need someone to decorate these things. And you honestly don't have the time or effort to do this. Guess what? With Rising Star Occasions and Designs, they remove all of that doubt. What they do is they come in and they decorate this entire event. All right. So if you are looking for a decorator to come in and to create visually the reality that you want for your event, for your wedding, your anniversary, your birthdays, your graduation parties, your social and corporate events, please get with the best decorators in the business. Rising Star Occasions and Designs. You can contact them at 443 529 2436. That number again is 443 529 2436. You can check them out on Instagram at Rising Star Occasions. You can also check them out on Facebook at Rising Star Occasions and Designs. All right. Tell them Garry sent you. As you set up for your Great Gatsby party, your all white party, your wedding, whatever event this is, tell them Garry sent you. All right. All right. So let's get to our appetizer, sponsored by them. All right. So our appetizer is a new book review, guys. And I have been really, really, really appreciating just the opportunity that I give myself to check out books more. It's so often that we don't take a moment out for ourselves. And I love reading. I enjoy reading, and whether it's physical, I do enjoy a good hardback book or paperback, but I enjoy the opportunity to learn. I enjoy it. And so this has been an amazing book that I've come across. And this book is called The Art of Communicating. And this is by Thich Nhat Hanh, right? And Thich Nhat Hanh, listen, this book is really, really great as it highlights the energies and efforts that are required in communicating. He talks a lot about mindfulness. He talks a lot really about the art. So really quickly, in our appetizer today, sponsored by Rising Star Occasions and Designs, I just want to go over a small piece of this book. It was 6 things, 6 tenets that Thich highlights that I just want to share with you guys, that if you take nothing else from this book, that if you say, you know what, I'm going to apply these 6 things, these 6 opportunities, these 6 mindsets, that this will greatly improve your communication. So the first thing is just simply talking to a person, family, friend, someone you care about, and just simply say, I am here for you in your communication. That I am here for you. And not only say it to another person, you can say it to yourself. I am here for you. When's the last time somebody said that to you? That they said, I am here for you? And I thought that was so powerful to read that. Number 2, and these are things that he wants you to just practice. Now, of course, you can put them in your own words, but these are 6 of those principles, 6 of those statements that if you were to apply this would greatly improve your communication with people. Number 2, I know you are there and I am happy. The simple statement, I know you are there and I am happy. When I first read that, I was like, wow. So just being able to acknowledge that someone is there for you and acknowledge how you feel and express how you feel was really that was powerful in reading that. So the first one is I am here for you. Number 2 is I know you are there and I am very happy. Number 3. Now this goes into suffering because he talks about suffering in the book and how if you are suffering that you don't have to just keep the load of suffering, that you don't have to just keep it by yourself, and because you're not even allowing the person that may have offended you, that if you're suffering, that you don't give them a chance to solve the problem. But let's say that a person you know is suffering. You can simply say, I know you are suffering, and that is why I'm here for you. Sometimes when people are going through stuff, man, they don't need for us to try to motivate them. As a motivational speaker, as a coach, I know when to I don't turn it off, but I know when to allow people that space. But simply just offering a kind word, maybe just doing something. Later on in the season, we're going to talk about grief. And then sometimes I was looking at different threads about grief, and one of the things is like they said, "Hey, someone bought my kids pizza," and that really helped a lot. They didn't need to drag me out of bed. They just simply bought my kids pizza that day. So simply, if you know what someone is having a hard time, just simply telling them, "I know you are suffering, and that is why I'm here for you," would definitely mean a lot. Number 4, and this is in reference to you. This is in reference to you going through something and you are expressing this to someone else. And I would like you to really, out of all these, I think that this was powerful because this offers a level of vulnerability and grace not only for yourself but for the other person. Number 4 is I suffer. Please help. Now, in the book, again, he highlights you can say it however you want. But if you're having a problem with the person, allow them the opportunity to fix it. Okay? Allow them the opportunity to fix it. Too often we shut people down. Now we're not talking to them. Now we're angry with them. Now we're removing ourselves from that opportunity for a relationship. Now, I'm not here to say that if someone has greatly offended you and you feel as though you need to sever the relationship, that you don't have that right to do so. Of course, you don't have to be with anybody. You don't have to stay with anybody or maintain a relationship with somebody who has greatly offended you to the point of no return. But in the event that you have a problem with a person, do you not owe them and yourself the opportunity to get resolved? So simply saying, I suffer, please help. Now, for me, it would look like this. I'm having a problem and I need your help with it. And so in the book, he highlights a really tragic story, unfortunately, where there was a man who came home from the war, came home from work, as far as like a long-term work, like so the war in the military. And he had a son, and the son had been born, is a little bit older, but does not remember the dad. So when the dad is looking to reconnect with him and he says, hey, call me dad, he's like, you're not my dad. My dad is here every night and lays down with my mom every night. And they're sitting there talking every night and they lay down and talk every night. You're not my dad. And the man is upset because he's thinking, oh, somebody's sleeping in my bed, messing with my head. Somebody's taking my place. So he gets upset. And all of the traditional things, because this was in the Chinese culture, all the traditional things that would happen, he did it quickly and did not speak to his wife. He did not speak to his wife about this incident, but was upset, visibly, You could see, he was upset. And then guess what? She realizing it, she never talked to him. She started getting distraught, so distraught that she jumps in the river and kills herself. On the way home from the funeral, they get home. The man and his son, they're in the room. And he looks at the wall. He says, "There's my dad." And what happened, unfortunately, is that the son, prior to the man coming home, was expressing frustration or sadness because his dad wasn't. He was like, "Where's my father?" And the mom had told him, "Hey, your father's right here," pointing at the shadows. So of course, she's looking at the shadow. She's it's her shadow. So imagine this: whenever she's standing there, sitting there, the shadow was sitting there. And when she lays down, the shadow lays down. Now we have a wasted opportunity. Because one, maybe he should have said, "I'm having a problem right now and I need your help." Getting further information, miscommunication often looks like lack of information. And getting more information can help you make a better decision. Imagine if we said to a person, "I'm having a problem right now, so I need your help." Allow them an opportunity to explain themselves or explain the situation. So that way we don't have drastic results. So I really like number 4. Number 5 is, this is a happy moment. And so he says that when you're with someone, take that moment. And I actually challenge you that in the next 3 days, that if you are spending time with someone, your family, friends, anybody, that you simply turn to them in the moment and just say, "This is a happy moment." I do that all the time. It's a great feeling to say it, and it's great to see the reaction. Done that all the time. And the last one is, and I really like this one, you are partly right. All right. So when he talks about you are partly right, pretty much he talks about humbleness. So if someone is bigging you up, "Oh, you're amazing, blah, blah, blah. You're the best podcaster in the world." He simply just says, to acknowledge it. Yes. And then to just simply say, "You are partly right," because he's pretty much just summing it up. Don't want to get too high. Don't want to get too low because the person may not know the entire story. Yeah. So I really like that one about humbleness. But I think number 4, I think that if you guys, I suffer, please help. If you're going through a time right now, if you're having issues with people, if you went to that person and said, I'm having a problem, I need your help. I really like that. So those were 6 tenets, 6 things that he talks about in the book. Go check it out. The Art of Communicating. Thich Nhat Hanh. All right. Thich Nhat Hanh. Amazing book. Definitely recommended reading. Go check it out today. It's on Audible, as well as you can buy it. You could buy the actual physical book. Check it out. Get back to me. Let me know what you thought. You can always return back to this episode and let me know what you thought. Chime in on social media, my social media platforms, or come back on YouTube. All right. That is your appetizer of the week. Can we get to our entree? Yeah, absolutely. Season 5, episode 13, your season of yes. Your season of yes, man. So let me just go right into the premise. As a coach who has had the privilege and honor of having people, whether they're my friends, acquaintances, clients, I have noticed one huge issue. And the issue is that people constantly deny themselves the things that they want. This is facts. That out of all the people I know, that if you was to say, Gary, what do you think is the biggest issue plaguing people outside of identifying what they want to do? The biggest issue is that a person can literally identify, know what they want to do, actually have a plan, but does not have the willpower or the courage to do it, and they deny themselves. I've had too many stories of people saying no, that they shouldn't have these things, no, that they will not do this. I've had people that have literally, we're not even friends at this point. I've lost relationships because the no is so great to them that they can't see past it. So I humbly no, not humbly, I passionately, I'm not even going to raise my voice. I passionately declare that this is your season of yes. That in this season, and we're going to get to defining what your season is, that in this season, that you no longer are going to deny yourself the things that you want. And that happens too often, guys, that you will shut down things before you even ventured out. If you say, Gary, can you give us a couple examples? Of course, I have a couple of examples. I'm going to give you one right now. I was teaching CPR, and I actually might have mentioned this in a couple of previous episodes. I was teaching CPR. And in CPR, I'm super engaging and stuff like that, of course, because that's what I do. So one of the topics came up about going on vacation. And this woman said that her dream vacation is to go to Hawaii. And I said, wow, that sounds like a great vacation. You should do this. What is something that you want to do? I mean, just taking a couple of moments just to acknowledge that this person wants to do something. And she's really into the conversation about it. And while she says this is her dream to do this, she turns around and then says, in the next possible sentence, the next thing that I hear from her is, but I'm not going to do it. And I don't understand. And I don't understand that she said that. And I said, why? I had to look around, right? I looked underneath the table, guys. I literally looked underneath the table. I did just like this. Because I wanted to make sure that maybe this person, that maybe she has warrants or something that would prevent her from actually having this situation. That is there something that I'm unaware of? Does she have federal charges? Does she need to call Saul? Did something happen that would prevent her from doing this? So I literally did like this, guys. I said, you can't go, and look right underneath the table like this. I'm back. And I said, can you help me out and help me understand why you're not going to do this? And she says, I'm afraid to fly. Have you ever been on a flight before? No. Okay. So what are you afraid of? I'm afraid of crashing. Okay. That's understandable. Understandable fear, right? And she said, and I've talked to people and they're saying to me, oh, it's a very long flight. It is. It's 12 hours is a long flight. And I'm afraid of crashing. And I just think I'm just not going to have a good flight. And I said to her, because as a coach, one of the things I deal with is just changing thoughts. So I asked her, did you drive here? She said, yes. I said, okay. So you drove yourself? Yes. So I said, so statistically, more people get in accidents than a plane crashing. When's the last time you had a plane crashing? So you sort of sit there. And I said, yeah. I said, why don't you try this? Why don't you just fly, do a shorter flight first to just get yourself acclimated? Why don't you go to Florida? Florida's like a 2-hour flight from here. She said, you know what? And my friends did say, hey, come on down. I said, why don't you do that? Now, I don't know what happened after that. Maybe 2 years from now, we'll talk and maybe she did it or maybe she didn't. I don't know. But no one, I just want to highlight this, that no one in that moment told her that she couldn't do it except herself. On a lighter note, I have another travel thing because travel is a big thing. Think about right now if you want to travel, where you want to go, what you want to do when you get there. I taught another CPR class, and again, travel came up, and this person said, "Hey, I want to go to Jamaica." And I said, "I've been to Jamaica. My kids have been to Jamaica. Really fun." And ran down a couple of things that I've done, and I said, "Man, this is really, really great." And she says, I would like to go, but I have to settle on going for this other trip. And I said, why? She said, because I don't have my passport. And I said, then get your passport. Just go get it. Right? Not that much, over $100. Go get your passport. Oh, I've been told that it's a lengthy process. And no. I said, so you mean to tell me that you are openly denying yourself the opportunity to travel different places because of paperwork? That paperwork is in the way of you doing this. And it's not that much paperwork. You could literally fill it out online. You could print it out, have someone else fill it out online for you, and you go from there. So in that short conversation, this person actually was like, you know what? All right. And I said, hey, how about this? I would like to invest in your dreams. And I said, would you like to? So she said she was going to do it. I said, okay, cool. I said, I would like to invest in your dreams. I would like to wager you in your dreams. She said, what does that mean? I said, here's the thing. I bet I wager, $25. I said, if you get your passport by April 30th, then I will give you $25. If you do not, then you give me $25. So she's like, okay, I'm going to do it. Okay, cool. April 22nd, I get a text from her daughter who was in the class, and she shows me the paperwork. And you know what I did? Quickly, just sent the money over. It should not have taken $25 or an incentive like that to do that. The biggest incentive would be being able to be free. Saying yes frees you. No limits you. I've talked about this on the show a million times, that if you tell yourself no, then you will not think of how you can solve the problem. You will not think of how can I get what I want. If you say I can't do it, then you won't. If you don't think about that, if you say I can't do it, then you won't do it. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. This is a time-tested, factual quote. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So in your season of yes, we are stopping you from saying no. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the time, we say no. There is no other person that is saying no to you. Can I give you one more example, please? My wonderful, amazing son. I was sitting in the living room and he came downstairs and said, Dad, can I get a video game? I said, okay. How much does it cost? So he said, okay. So he went up, he told me about the game. I said, okay, cool. Let me know how much it costs. So he went upstairs and then maybe in 2 minutes he came down. I'm hearing sort of not a stomping, but I hear sort of a very apprehensive walk down the steps. Do, 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 do. And he's in the middle of the steps and he's looking sad. And I said, what's wrong? The game's not available or something? He said, no, the game is too much. To who? The game is, I said, how much is the game? He said, $59. And I said, and $59 is too much for who? And I had to really tell him, your job is not to say no. Your job is not to tell me no. Your job is just to put it out there and we go from there. That's it. So with that being said, go buy the game. Your job is not to tell me that it costs too much. That would be my job, wouldn't it? And so he ran up and got the game. And so in that moment, I just want to share with you that we do that a lot. That we won't go for the job. We won't go for that promotion because we'll say, oh, they already know who they're going to pick. Oh, I'm not going to get the job. We don't try to do new things. We don't jump out there. And we will tell ourselves no for whatever reason. And so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it doesn't take training, that it doesn't take effort and energy to be able to shift your mindset if you've constantly told yourself no, that you've denied yourself the things that you want. Now, going back to the moment of the week, I know that you feel the symptoms of that. That because you keep telling yourself no, that shows up negatively in your life. And you don't have to tell me. You could chime in and say it does. But you and I both know that you constantly denying yourself shows up negatively. That's going to show up negatively in a person's life. It may be depression. It may be lack of motivation. It may be jealousy. It may be envy. It may be, well, jealousy and envy, the same thing. It may be being angry, sad, settling, mediocrity. Those are the things that happen when you keep denying yourself. So if you are willing, season 5, episode 13, your season of yes. If you are up for the task, you are up for the mission, you are up for this changing of mentality, changing of perspective, I offer you the start of your season. The first thing is, in reference to your season of yes, is to ask yourself, let's identify, what have you told yourself no to that you should say yes to? I'm going to say it again, because if you're sitting here, if you're sitting somewhere, if you're driving, I just want you to just take a moment and ask yourself, what have I told myself no to that I should say yes to? Everybody got that? What have I told myself no to that I should say yes to? Because what'll happen is when you say no, boom, excuses come right up, rushing in. But what have you said no to? What have you denied yourself that you should say yes to? So that's the first step. It's only, actually, guys, it's only 2. I know if you're a fan of the show, you know I use 5 or 7 or 10 today. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving you 5 or 7 things. It's 2 things. The first thing is identifying, what have you said no to that you should really say yes to? Whatever that is, write it down. Say it out loud. If you're in a position where you can't write something down, say it out loud right now. I have said no to this, and it ends now. Say it. Go ahead. Say it. The next thing is in reference to identify, because remember, it's only two. We don't need a whole bunch. Number two is what is your end game? So I want you to fast forward. I want you to be on your Marty McFly, and I want you to go back to the future. I want you to think about the end result. What is it that you ultimately want to do? Right? So I want you to think, what is your end game? What does that look like to you? What does that feel like to you? What is it? Identify whatever that is, because we need that for number two. So the first step is identifying what have you denied yourself, because that's what you're doing. You're denying yourself. You're denying yourself. So step one, identifying what have you denied yourself? What have you told yourself no to time and time again? And because of that, you know you're experiencing something because you know you shouldn't be denying yourself that. And number two, in reference to the first part and identifying, the second part of that is, what is the end game? What is the end result what is my desired end result of this? So the first part is identifying. Let's bring it on home. Number two, once you have identified, I want you to choose 30, 60, or 90. 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. Now you choose what's best for you, but I want you, whether for the next 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, what I want you to do in your season of yes is I want you now to, any opportunity, any actions, anything that you need to do in order to get whatever was in step one, right? Whatever that is that you've denied yourself, I need you to say yes and do whatever the action is that supports that. So let's say that you want to change your eating habits. You've said, no, I can't do it. It costs too much money. It's this, it's that, whatever BS reason you want to tell yourself, right? Because let's be honest, those are we often, when we really, really want something, there is nothing that will get in your way. If you don't believe me, think about your favorite breakfast, lunch, or dinner that you woke up with it on your mind and nothing stopped you. You going out this weekend, nothing stopped you. Doctor Strange movie's coming out. There's nothing going to stop me from watching that. See that? See how I did it? Nothing's going to stop me. See that little small, you already know inside of you that like, oh, it's nothing going to stop me. May not see it that same day, but nothing's going to stop me from not being in the movie theaters and not seeing that. So I want you to choose 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. And in this time frame, whatever actions, whatever opportunities arise, that in the event this happens, if it presents itself to you, you have to say yes. You have to say yes. Can we do that? So let's say that you are, like I said earlier, let's say you want to change your eating habits. Should I go vegetarian for the month? Does it support you wanting to change your eating lifestyle? Yes. Then you got to do it. Whatever is presented that it will benefit your end game, it supports your end game, you have to do it if you are so inclined. That is your season of yes, where you are saying yes to opportunities. You are saying yes to resources. You are saying yes to people, places, things, experiences that support what you want. And no, it might be a little scary. It is very challenging. But you want this, right? So if you're listening, I know you just said yes, because now we're starting as of right now. Your season of yes starts now. And as I close this episode, I want to just gently remind you, who are you to deny yourself? Who are you to deny yourself the things that you want? Who are you? Where do you get off just denying yourself in this life the hopes, the dreams, the vision that you have, and you say no? And I want you to think about, why am I saying no all the time to these things? I want them. Why am I saying no? So your season of yes starts now. You could choose 30 days, the next 30 days, the next 60 days or 90 days. Anytime that something arises, any thought you have, should I work out every day starting now at night? Yes. Should I go for that job? Yes. You know what? There's this coworker at work. There's this person I keep seeing in the community. Should I do this? Yes. Should I say something to them? Yes. Should I create this? Does it support what you want to do? Yes. Then yes. Should I stop this? Does it support what you want to do? Yes. Then yes. Your season of yes starts now, because I know that you have told yourself no for too long. And that stops now. Yes? All right, guys, that is the end of this show. As always, you can catch each and every show hot, fresh, and ready, dropping weekly. You can check it out. Go to the website. Check out, it's on YouTube or all these social media platforms. All right. If you have, you want to be a guest on the show, you want to be a sponsor. You see, we have new sponsors happening all the time. Then guess what? Reach out to us. Let us know. Hey, shoot me a DM, shoot me an email saying you want to be a part of the show. You have a book, you have services, you have an event happening, and you want to get more promotion. Please, please, please. I'm here for you. And as always, thank you for being the best part of the show. You are the best part of the show, and I greatly appreciate you being here. So until we see each other again, right? Because some of you guys may say, I think I need a life coach. Am I going to get a life coach? Yes. Until we talk again. All right? Because you're going to be talking, because you know what you're going to be saying? Yes. And until we share those special, special moments again, always remember, guys, hey, man, see what you want to do out here in this world. Plan that thing out in this world. And then you're going to say to yourself, well, I envisioned it. I saw what I wanted to do. I planned it out to completion. Hey, should I do this? Yes. All right, guys, I'll catch you next time. Same life coaching time, same life coaching channel. And as always, thank you and you're welcome. Bye.